Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Run out of breath, bro. I couldn't do it. The slow run cast.
I got you.
Thanks, man. You're joined by
I totally thought this episode was going to be on Wednesday after your story last week.
Oh, yeah. We just kept, but then it was supposed to be, but I had like the push to do it sooner because I was like, okay, that'll be a week after Gamescom. It'll be irrelevant to do an episode then. So only one day late. It's okay. Or 2 days, I guess.
Yeah.
If
a
Saturday
few days,
is the standard, it's 2 days late. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been pretty busy, so it's fair. What did you think about Gamescom?
Are we going to introduce ourselves or are we just going to jump right in? Well, okay. Big Rocky Balboa, Derwin Luke, the Derwinator. Fresh off of a week of Gamescom. Lots of stuff to talk about. You're going to ask me what I thought of Gamescom.
Yes.
Let's begin.
Wait. Let's broad, big question. Do you think it was better than what you expect?
No. No,
I thought it was better than what I expected.
It was exactly what I expected. I actually thought it might have been worse than what I expected. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought there was a lot of games I thought we were going to get release dates for sometime this week, and we didn't.
Oh, okay. So you were disappointed by the...
Well, wasn't disappointed. I don't know if I was disappointed because maybe disappointment is not the right word, but like I had some level of like, yeah, I guess it's the right word. I don't know. I mean, Gamescom isn't...
Because this year, I think the amount of people that were watching, what is it, like Night Live or something?
Opening Night Live.
Yeah, opening. I don't know why they decided to hashtag that. But anyways, apparently the viewership was up like 60% or something like that.
I think
people were paying attention to it.
I think there's no doubt. Yeah, I think there's no doubt Gamescom has become a bigger deal in the wake of the death of E3, for sure. It kind of feels like it's the replacement for E3 to some extent, because Summer Games Fest I don't think Summer Games Fest has that full E3 vibe, you know? It feels like it's more like just a bunch of different announcements all bundled up in the same week, like different showcases. But yeah, so I could see why the viewership is up. But still, like, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those people that like kind of make statements based on like just my gut feeling. Like I'd have to go back and look at Gamescom shows from the past, like 5 years, and see what Opening Night Live was and see what got announced at Gamescom. But I did not find that very interesting. Like I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I think there were some cool announcements that happened after the Opening Night Live for sure, and we'll get into those. But yeah, I don't know. But as for the actual show, I'm not sure. How did you feel about it?
I thought it was pretty solid of a show. It wasn't. I was very hyped for the Claire Obscure live performance, but then I do have to admit, I feel like they kind of butchered it.
That was pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, like the sound mixing was so bad.
Yeah, it was an underwhelming performance, I thought. And I also thought the whole show was underwhelming, so I felt like it fit right in.
That's so funny. Yeah, during that times I was like, this lady's voice is too strong versus was it a violin they were playing? I can't remember.
I think it was a violin.
Yeah, and then parts where the violin was stronger than her voice, and I was like, I don't know what they're trying to mix here, but it does not sound good. So what started from like, I was super hyped for it, and then seeing that, I was like, oh, okay. And then after that, like, I feel like the whole show kind of tampered down. I was like, this is exactly kind of what I expected now at this point.
I mean, when they announced the Claire Obscure thing, I was expecting a Game Awards level sort of...
Yeah, like a live orchestra. Yeah, like a live orchestra, right?
Yeah.
But no, they just two people walked on stage, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, it was the lead singer and then the composer.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to get right into Opening Night Live?
Yeah, I think we should get right into it.
So today is Monday, August 25th. Opening Night Live was almost a week ago. It was on Tuesday the 20th. Was it? Or was it Tuesday the 19th?
I think it was the Tuesday. Yeah, it was
Tuesday the 19th.
Yeah, I was at work. So tune in live.
Yeah. So they had opening night live on the Tuesday, and we had 3-4 days of like the live stream from Gamescom, and then where they do like developer interviews, they do hands-on previews, they do a bunch of other stuff. So you could like watch the Gamescom live stream, and they're still up there if you want to. And Xbox had, I think, a couple of live streams as well as a smaller indie showcase. I think there was the Future Game Showcase as well. So there was a lot of stuff after, but I guess the start of the whole thing and the highlight where everything was kind of bundled together was the opening night live. Derwin, is there a single announcement there that really did it for you? And I think I know your answer.
Not really, no. But there was some surprises.
What do you think was the big thing for you opening night live?
Honestly, the game that caught my attention the most is Death by Scrolling.
I'm gonna say the same.
Right? Yeah, like it looks crazy good. I don't know what it is about it, but yes. It caught my attention like immediately.
Yeah, that is from the developer of the what are those point and click adventure games from back in the day? They recently made one of them.
Is that the one who did like the Tales of Monkey Island or something?
It's Monkey Island, yeah, the Tales of Monkey Island. Why can't I remember his name? I never wrote it down here somewhere. Ron Gilbert, yeah. So it's Ron Gilbert's next game. It is not a point and click adventure game like the Monkey Island games. Completely different. So it's like a bottom up scrolling, like, you know, sometimes when you play like some of those old school Mario and Sonic levels where the screen is moving left to right and you have to keep going.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same thing, but the screen's moving down up.
Yeah,
and
you're always scrolling.
Yeah, but you're also like getting collectibles and like upgrading your weapons and like fending yourself as all of this is happening. So it's like go. It's like 2D pixel art, right? The art style is, I would say, akin to what you would think of, like, the word indie kind of rings a bell, I would say.
Oh, yeah, for sure, an indie.
Yeah, looks really good. But yeah, that is probably my highlight as well, I think, from all that. It kind of looks like old school Zelda, like top-down view as well.
Oh, I think it's more vibrant than that.
Like, yeah, for sure, just color-wise and whatnot, but...
It looked really good. I thought I was gonna troll you with like Fate Trigger.
Which one was Fate Trigger? Don't tell me it was one of those gacha games.
It was like those waifu games. Like there the whole
like
intro.
Three of those. There was 3 of those this show, and this seems to be a Jeff Keighley thing, where every freaking show has like 3 or 4 of these like gacha like games. It's pretty insane. I don't know how there's not market saturation when it comes to these at this point.
There is never enough market saturation for anime boobies.
I don't think there is, yeah. I think you're right. I'm kind of surprised with Death by Scrolling. Is there not another game? There's one game that I saw that showcase, and I immediately thought Derwin.
Really? I don't know. I think that was like the main one. I also downloaded like the Unbeatable demo. That was a really short clip inside Gamescom as well, but the art style caught me.
That is the it was like an indie style game too as well, but it was like this rhythm game.
Yeah, it's a rhythm game. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think any of the other ones really caught my attention.
There's something called Zhong. How do you pronounce it?
Zhong. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to see more.
You're the Black Myth,
and honestly, I was more hyped for Black Myth Wukong DLC. I'm not ready for a second game yet. I'm ready to like jump back into the first game, but with DLC.
Yeah, so that was what they.
If it was DLC, I probably would be screaming like a little girl. But because it's like a second game, like I'm like, man, no, the Monkey King is still like a better character to me because I know the story very well.
I am surprised. I thought you would be like screaming at the ramparts, but I didn't hear anything from you for the last week. So I was like, maybe Derwin really like crashed out. Like this announcement was so good, he just lost it.
No, I do remember the announcement. Like, I just wanted DLC. Everybody was hyping this up as like DLC for Wukong, and it turned out not to be. And I was like, man, I was really hoping for DLC.
But apparently, that's still happening, though. DLC for Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, apparently it is, but I don't know. Like this second game must be still very far off.
Yeah, I mean. if it's been in development for a year, like unless they made a bunch, they probably made $1 trillion off Black Myth at this point. But whatever money they made off, unless they hire like I don't know how many people so they could pump this game out faster, or they use hella AI. This sounds like it's 4 or 5 years out. I can't imagine.
I think
like
this is just like, hey, like this is what's coming.
Yeah.
Didn't Black Myth like originally like first trailer come out like super long ago too?
Black Myth's first trailer came out, I remember, in 2020. I had just started working from home from COVID when we first saw the first clip of any gameplay of that game. So that was that was a solid like 4.5 years before it came out.
Yeah, release. Yeah, August 20th, 20. Oh, no, that's the release. Yeah, August 20th, 2020. Unveiled it with the first trailer. And I like, dude, they even showed, I remember they showed off more in that first trailer than what they showed off here.
Yeah, there was like some gameplay segment on that first trailer.
Yeah, like just a little bit of, yeah, you were fighting the big wolf in the first act.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a bit of the gameplay and then a bit of the gameplay of you changing into the cicada and like flying around.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like they showed that. Like this one was literally just a pure cinematic trailer. So it's probably like 4 or 5 years away at least.
Yeah, I can't help but agree, unfortunately.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to hype me up for that when like I want to see the Black Myth DLC. Yeah. So the DLC is just way better.
Yeah, they closed the show out with that. I wish there was a little bit more to it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to try this game when it comes out because I won't do the same mistake as I did with Black Myth.
Funny if this game actually sucks and then you got baited twice by Game Science.
But can this guy have a sword? I don't know the myth, but does he have a sword? Please tell me.
I think he does have a sword, right?
Because I don't know if I want to use that like wooden stick, to be honest with you. That was kind of a turnoff for me when I was like, I'm going to search it up.
Well, you don't want to hit people with a stick?
No, I want a sword. Yeah, he does have a sword.
Yeah, he should have a sword.
Well, when you first saw this, you thought it was that other.
Yeah, I thought it was Guan Yu for a second.
Yeah, you thought it was Guan Yu, yeah.
Yeah, because he also has... So I think this demon hunter guy has like a black face more so, but Guan Yu has like a red face in a lot of the art, right? So I think I just mistook the colored face,
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like an actual mythological figure, like a deity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in Taoism or something like that.
Yeah, I'm excited where the story goes, but again, like I think it's still a little bit too early. Yeah, like this is when they first like showed Jurassic Survivor. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but then like needs to get like once they showed the actual like trailer, definitely got me hyped.
This game is going to be the next where is this game at every goddamn showcase though.
You think so?
I think so. This is going to be the where is Black Myth every trailer.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's going to be a new there's going to be a Black Myth universe now. It's not a sequel to Black Myth Wukong, but it's going to be a game from another legendary Chinese myth.
Yeah. And then there was also like news that they had trademarked like 7 other titles or something like that. So it looks like they've
just to get ahead of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got lots of plans for additional like sequels and stuff.
Nice. Anything else that really caught your eye before we kind of just go through this list?
No, I don't think so. Like Black Ops was such a disappointment.
Black Ops was kind of weird. That trailer was all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Black Ops 7 is what they started the show with. It's going to be in the futuristic setting, which we already knew about. There will be something new though. There will be co-op campaign up to 4 players.
So my prediction last week. Do you count this as like me being right then? Or no?
What was your prediction?
That there was going to be a new game mode.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be another. I thought that other thing was a new game mode, that top-down zombies thing. But apparently that's been there before in Call of Duty. I didn't know that, but they also showed that off.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of half right. I mean, it's campaign, but then it's like you can
4-player campaign. That 4-player co-op, I don't think has ever happened in Call of Duty. There's been like 2-player co-op stuff.
Yeah,
but 4 players new.
Yeah,
that comes out November 14. I think that's a wise choice for a release date. I think October is way too jam-packed to put your game out there then, and to put it too close to Battlefield 6. Like, I mean, I think, I think Battlefield 6 has way more hype around it this year.
Yeah. Did you see the like see what they said about them nerfing the speed, like the movement
of
speed
Black Ops 6
of
Battlefield 6?
6?
Yeah, they were saying they're nerfing like some of
Yeah,
the
how do you
jumping
feel
and
about
stuff.
that?
I didn't really notice it being a problem, to be honest with you. It didn't feel like Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 with the Omni movement, man, there's people jumping around, sliding off the top of the roof, doing some crazy stuff on you, right? So I did not feel that in Battlefield 6 at all. So
you already felt you felt like it was already at a good spot?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I didn't notice anything crazy. And I
Would
was
you
not the guy jumping.
Were you upset at all with the slower speed then? Or, well, in the future, slower speed?
Not really. It did take a minute to get used to because the last first-person shooter I played was Black Ops 6 from last year.
Yeah.
Which was completely night and day. Like, there's Omni movement. You're slide canceling. You're sliding to the right. You're sliding into a room and doing this full 360 turn, shooting these people behind you, doing some crazy stuff. There obviously was none of that here. And it did take me a minute to get used to, but yeah, no, it's a different vibe. Battlefield's a different vibe altogether.
Okay.
No, November 14th for Black Ops 7. I do think it's a good choice of release date. Put it out of the way of a lot of other stuff because there are not a lot of November releases, which was what I was expecting from Gamescom. I thought we'd kind of fill up the November, December release date schedule, but we didn't. We just filled up September and October more, or did not give release dates for things that are really supposedly imminent, like Marvel's Cosmic Invasion or Metroid Prime 4, which I didn't think I would see at, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have a direct. I think they're going to do it like the same way that they did for Air Riders. Literally announce a direct the day before,
maybe,
and then give a release date the next day after showing the gameplay. Insane.
Yeah. I don't know. It's getting close though. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to poo-poo too much on Gamescom because I understand that maybe like me and you were guys who are really in tune with all the announcements and all the news year round. So when a release date is first announced, I'm already aware of it. Like the trailers that usually get me are an announced trailer for a game that I didn't know existed and a release date trailer for a game that I know exists and I'm excited to play, but I don't know the release date for. Those are the two things that do it for me. Anything kind of else in between or after a release date is already known doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
But I do have to understand that not everyone is like me and watching every little freaking YouTube video that gets posted or all the little news and details. And for some people, some of these games that they're looking forward to this year, some people don't actually know the release date yet. They're not, attuned to all the news. So this will be their first time finding out. But if there was one thing that caught my eye in all of this, I guess there's two things, obviously. Ghost of Yotei, we already knew coming out October 2nd, which, again, like that's like a release. That's a trailer that I'm not that interested in. Like, we already saw the state of play.
The Yotei stuff didn't really like do anything.
Like, we already have release date. But they did announce that they are bringing back the Legends multiplayer mode for Ghost of Yotei, the same multiplayer mode that they added for Ghost of Tsushima. It is going to be a staggered release. It won't be available on release, which is what happened with Ghost of Tsushima. It came out several months after the game came out.
Yeah. I think they're targeting early 2026, right?
Early 2026. So it won't be out right away, which I don't have an issue with. The other thing that caught my eye as well is, again, same thing. Resident Evil Requiem. We already had a release date for this. We already had an announced trailer for this. Like, we already know it's coming out. We've already seen a little bit. February 27th for this one, but we got to see a little bit more. We saw like a gameplay kind of trailer, which I thought was pretty scary. And in addition to that, there was a lot of Resident Evil Requiem previews that went out this week as part of Gamescom. A lot of outlets had hands-on with Resident Evil Requiem. They talked about playing it in third-person mode, first-person mode, and the mode where that changes. Like at its own discretion, there's a mode where you pick and the game actually chooses if you're in third person or first person, depending on the game segment. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and I heard it looks really scary. So
yeah, it looks good. Like, it looks really, really good.
Derwin, do you want me to just blast through then all of these games that got announced here?
Just blast through the ones that are like new, I guess, or like that we didn't really know about, or new. So
they started off the show with the pre-show. First thing we saw is Bubsy 4D.
So weird.
Never played a Bubsy game before, so it's not something that caught my attention. Battlestar Galactica: Scattered Hopes, early 2026. Also not something that really floats my boat. Outlaws plus handful of missions remaster. I didn't even know this game existed. It's a LucasArts game.
Yeah.
From back in 1997. It's like that cowboy. It's like a cowboy kind of game. But the guy who was like playing the game in the segment for the trailer, he didn't hit any of his shots. It was a really weird trailer. If you go back and watch it, like it was all gameplay. Like the trailer was all gameplay. Dude, the guy who was playing didn't hit a single person. Like he missed every single shot.
I did not notice that.
It was the weirdest trailer ever. Yeah, go back and watch it. Then we had I don't even know what I wrote here.
It's that trucking simulator, right?
No, it was that that game where you are a skateboarding train.
Oh yeah, Denzo? Is it Denz?
Denz something. Yeah. I wrote it down
Denza.
Here,
I think
I
maybe
I can't even read it.
Denz. Yeah, that was so weird. Train game. Let me just double check the name. Densha to go.
Densha attack. Yeah, that's what I wrote here.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's weird.
Yeah. Spring 2026 Game Pass Day 1. It's pretty cool, like funky art style. Keeper, the next game from Double Fine, which we already have a release date for, October 17. That's the game you play as a lighthouse. He-Man and the Master of the Universe, Dragon Pearl of Destruction. That is a mouthful. Beat 'em up He-Man game in the old 1980s cartoon style. I think I am too young to be a fan of He-Man.
Yeah, same.
Absolute got a release date. This is a game I'm looking forward to. That is the roguelike beat 'em up from the developers of Streets of Rage 4, coming October 9th. I'm really excited for this one. I love Streets of Rage 4. Long Gone is the pixel art survival game that they showed there, another indie game. Alor Mortis, this was an interesting one. This is from the developers of Ghost Runner and Ghost Runner 2. It is the first-person Souls-like where you're like in this steampunk, like Renaissance kind of France look. Did you see this one?
Yeah, I did. That one was like, gave me so much Avowed vibes.
It kind of gave me Avowed meets Lies of P vibes.
Yeah, because it has like those weird mushroom things, like similar to kind of like The Last of Us.
I don't think I noticed that. But yeah, you could tell it's kind of like in this post-apocalyptic steampunk.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one looked really good. This one caught my attention. KK Summer 2022. I don't even know what this game is. It's the one with the long German name.
Yeah, it was like the longest
some
world.
Type of tank or some type of, I don't even know.
Some sort of like missile. Like it's like set during like, I guess, the Cold War almost. Like you play as like a
ballistic missiles or something.
Yeah.
Summer 2026 for that one. Then Routine coming to Game Pass in 2025. It looks like a survival horror game where you're using some type of like ghost camera almost, but you're like in an alien setting, which looks interesting enough for me to try since it's on Game Pass. Swords of Legends. That is, I am starting to forget these games there when it's been like a week. I wrote them down and I'm like, I don't know which one this is. That is that's the other woo-wo like. We got another, yes, that is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we got another woo-wo-like from what I saw from
that's another one of my predictions that we're going to get more.
Yeah, so we got another woo-wo-like Swords of Legends. I'm actually looking at gameplay, which we didn't actually see in Gamescom.
Is Swords of Legend a Korean one as well?
There's a Swords of Legends Online, which looks like it's a Korean multiplayer game, but seems like it's a Souls-like or something. I don't know, but yeah, it is Korean, I believe. There's Swords of Legends Online, which is action MMO RPG. This seems like it's different. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, another woo-wo-like. Road Kings 2026, that is the truck simulator that you're thinking about, Derwin.
Yeah.
And then we got information on the Pac-Man World Repack 2 and Sonic Racing Crossworlds crossover DLC. So the Pac-Man World Repack comes out September 26th, and it's Sonic DLC comes late 2025, and Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes out September 25, the day before, and it's Pac-Man DLC is early 2026.
Just cutting back to Swords of Legends, it is Chinese actually. Aurora Shanghai is developing it. Yeah. That's a Souls-like. Anyways,
so what is this Swords of Legends Online? That's not.
I think that's an MMO RPG. That's also like maybe Chinese.
It's
different though.
Yeah, it looks like it's no longer available on Steam, so maybe this MMO shut down.
Yeah, this one's an RPG adventure game, so it's different.
Okay. Yeah, another woo like for sure. Yeah, so that was a pre-show. We got into the main show, started it off with Call of Duty Black Ops 7. That felt like it was like 15 minutes long, but we already kind of talked about that. Lords of the Fallen 2 coming out 2026. This was one of the ones we knew about going into the show. They had announced that it would be shown up at Gamescom. That is the Souls-like in kind of the Dark Souls, Elden Ring style of things, not the Sekiro style of things. And speaking of Sekiro, we got Sekiro No Defeat, Sekiro anime coming out some point in time. I didn't write a date down, but exclusive to Crunchyroll. Derwin, were you excited for this next one? Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, coming out 2026.
Nah, man. I'm back on the Origin, like the whole Arkham series, as you know.
Yes.
I'm playing on my ROG Ally, and I saw this. I'm like, man, screw you guys. I just want another Arkham, an Arkham game. I don't want Arkham, I don't want like a Batman Lego game.
I would agree with you, but that guy that came up to talk about that game, holy smokes, was he a good public speaker? He really like sat there, and I'm like, I don't even care about this game, but you're so
he sold it to you.
You're so, he's like his what's the word, eloquent, the way he talks was so eloquent, and it was so convincing, and it was so like he was so well put together. I'm like, yeah, I guess I must buy this game then that I don't care about.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, he didn't do that to me. I was
so mesmerized with the way he was talking about the game, how passionate he was about it. I was like, oh man, a dev that can talk, that has social skills. I was like, this is pretty cool.
You can string together some sentences.
Yeah. No, it was really interesting. It's like the reverse of the what was that game where the guy came out at Summer Games Fest and he's like, make first person shooters great again?
Yeah. Oh man, what game was that?
Splitgate 2, and now it's
that guy.
Now it's back in early access or whatever. They shut the game down after they shut down the servers for Splitgate 1. Yeah.
Jeez.
We saw the next Warhammer 40k RTS. That's Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 4 2026. I am a casual enjoyer of RTS games, but I kind of like I'm more in the old style of things. I want to be a civilization that existed, not some aliens.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We then got a Monster Hunter Wilds Final Fantasy 14 collab coming out early October. Showed a Chocobos coming, and this is kind of interesting because when Monster Hunter Wilds came out, when we all saw it, we're like, wait, is that Final Fantasy? Because of their use of this like Chocobo-like creature. So I guess they both just leaned into it, and they're doing a crossover. I think there's like Monster Hunter Wilds monsters coming to Final Fantasy 14 and vice versa. So be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that game is still getting content. That's crazy.
Yeah. They really turned that around. That is a success story. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, another one we have seen a lot of since it's been released. Coming out 2026.
I'm so sick of seeing this game.
Capcom has been kind of pushing this game. This is another one that got hands-on previews during Gamescom, so a lot of people got to try it. Well, a lot of like industry people got to try it, and so I'm sure you could search up like preview videos online if you want to know more about it. Looks good, but I don't know, man. Something about that RE engine for anything besides an RE game.
Yeah, it looks weird, hey?
Man. Yeah, something's weird.
It's doing the exact opposite for me. Like, they're pushing it so hard, and I want to avoid seeing anything to do with it.
It's like Deathloop in 2021. Remember, there was like a Deathloop trailer like every event in 2021.
You know, I was like very out of the whole Deathloop stuff and gaming in general for like most of COVID because I was working so long and so much that when I actually finally started playing Deathloop, I loved it.
You never seen it before or anything?
I never saw anything about it. I just knew that it was like
2021. It just kept coming out every event, Game Awards, Summer Games Fest, E3, whatever it was, Gamescom, everything. Every Sony State of Play, it was Deathloop.
Yeah, I'm glad I heard nothing about it. And I just like randomly, that was like one of the first games I played on Xbox Series S actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got Game Pass and I was like, oh, like what's this new game that came to it?
Oh, that came out a year after it came out on PS5. So
it was like something like that.
So you really didn't know about it. You played it a whole year after it came out.
Yeah, I literally knew nothing about it, and I like just played it. And I was like, man, this is like a fun game. I enjoyed it.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a good way to.
Yeah, it actually made me get really annoyed at the Series S because I crashed and then I bought a Series X.
Oh, so that, and then that's how it. That's how the
Yeah,
your
that's how
Series X
it got
ended up.
me.
That's how it ended up in my house. Then we saw our first one of the like 3 or 4 gotcha waifu borderline hentai action RPG games. Arc Knights, what's it called? Arc Knights Endfield. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip past this one. And then after that, we saw Europa V Universalist. That seems like a Civ-like. I don't really know much about this franchise.
That seems like what you were describing before when you're talking about RTSs.
Yeah,
like that one had like the Chinese, the Mongolians, like like a whole bunch of different factions.
I think that one is more of like a Civ-like, more of a strategy sim, and less of like a real-time strategy where you're moving units on the ground.
Gotcha.
It looks more like it's like a Crusader Kings sort of thing. Then we saw Daemon X Machina, which we already have a release date for. It was one of the games that was announced, I think, at the Switch 2 kind of showcase. September 5th. Demo out now. I actually downloaded that demo, so I'll give it a try. It's a mech game. Void Breaker out now on Game Pass. I've only heard good things about this game. It's an early access on Game Pass. It's the kind of cyberpunky, quick kind of shooter game where you're like bouncing around, jumping around, doing all that kind of stuff. Kind of like a Ghost Runner, but with first-person shooting. This might have been the highlight for me, actually. Fallout Season 2, December 17. I am looking
It's not even a game, dude.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to the show.
Yeah, that one looks good. I mean,
I will admit I forgot everything about Season 1 because watching that trailer, I was confused. I was like, what? What is she doing with the ghoul? Why are they what?
Yeah,
like, I thought.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
I completely forgot what the game was about, what the show was about.
Yeah, you got to watch a recap right before, or you just rewatch the whole thing. Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Order of the Giants DLC coming out September 4th and coming to Switch in 2026. This DLC looks really cool.
Yeah, maybe we would have played Indiana Jones by then.
Yeah. That was a game I meant to play last year, but Call of Duty.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Deadpool VR. We saw another look at that. I think there was a release date, but I didn't write it down. That's exclusive to the MetaQuest 3 and 3S.
Yeah, and that locks both of us out because I've gotten rid of my Quest.
Yeah. World of Tanks 2.0 coming out September 3rd. We got a few World of Tanks announcements here at this showcase. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando coming out 2026 is the 4-player co-op. Feels like Left 4 Dead sort of, but in the Toxic Commando universe. Kind of looks cool. Fun to play with friends. Death by Scrolling. That's Ron Gilbert's next game. We talked about that. Zero Paradis, which is coming from Studio Zaum, which is the studio behind Disco Elysium, which I think we have discussed on this podcast a few times about how that after Disco Elysium came out, how that studio kind of spun out of control. And now there's like 3 or 4 different studios contesting. I'm not going to lie. This one looks really good, to be honest with you. They sneak peeked it a while ago, but this trailer, I kind of like the art style. NTE Neverness to Everness. I think that is another one of the gacha games. Unbeatable, November 26th. That is the game, the demo that you tried for.
Yep.
Indie game. Honor of King's World. I think it's another gacha game. Fortnite plus Squid Game collab, August 26th. Delta Force is out now. That is the extraction shooter, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have
a Korean developed one as well, right?
Yeah. Claire Obscure Performance, which we talked about. Ninja Gaiden 4, October 21st. We already knew this release date. That's why I'm talking about. This was like the theme of the thing. Like everything that we're looking forward to in the fall showed up here again, but we already had a release date for it. Like nothing new. That's October 21st. I'm hearing from the previews that people are saying this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, that's the good news. 2 games from NCSoft, Cinder City and Time Takers. I don't remember which one is which. One of them looked like it was the Finals, which is the game from the DICE Battlefield developers.
Mm-hmm. I think Time Takers was the cooler one. I think that's the one that caught my eye a little bit more.
They do kind of look like the Nicki Minaj Call of Duty joke that what's his name the Battlefield devs were making. But yeah, I don't know. Cinder City. I'm just curious. I don't even remember these. Yeah, 2 from NCSoft multiplayer games. I'm sure we'll see more of those. Silent Hill F, another game we knew was coming out September 25th. We already knew the release date, but we now know that the voice actress for the English voice cast, I believe, or was the Japanese? I could be getting it wrong. Is the voice actress for Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. La Divina Comida, which seems to be based on Dante's Inferno, looks like an action Souls-like. Chronos: The New Dawn, the next game from Bloober Team. We already had a release date for it, September 5th. Outer Worlds 2, we got to look deeper into the companion system, October 29. We already knew that release date. Inzoi DLC, Island Gateway, coming out August 20, and I believe the game is coming out to consoles. That is the sim.
The influencer sim.
Yeah, the influencer sim from Korean developer. Fate Trigger was the game you made a joke about at the start of this. Another waifu game. This was heavy waifu. This was borderline hentai. Q1 2026. 7 Deadly Sins Origins. I believe this was another one of those. Closed beta out now. Then we had a weird trailer for Moonlighters 2 coming out for early access October 23rd. This is a indie game, but at the start of the trailer, they panned to the Xbox ROG Ally X, and you saw it for like 2 seconds, and then it went to the game, and then they started playing the game. It was really weird. I was like, okay, I thought we were going to get like a ROG Ally release date, but no, not in this event at least. Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, heavily anticipated, coming out October 21st. Unfortunately, 2 out of the 6 clans apparently are locked behind a paid DLC.
Oh my god. That one looks kind of cool though.
It did, yeah. I never played the first one.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Enshrouded,
I'm not paying DLC to get the other clans.
That's kind of sad. I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Enshrouded Way of the Water. I do not remember this one, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. October 2025, so coming out soon. I'm curious, what is this? Enshrouded. Oh, I think this is a DLC or expansion for that MMO Enshrouded that came out early last year. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Age of Empires 4 coming out to PS5 November 4th. That is another one making its way from Xbox to PlayStation. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Legacy of Forge, the second Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 expansion, September 9th. Or DLC, I guess. Cult of the Lamb, which is still getting DLC and expansions. This is its first, I believe, paid DLC expansion. Coming out 2026, called Woolhaven. Still lots of support for Cult of the Lamb, which I believe is a 2023 game.
Yeah, I've never played it. Have you?
I played the trial on PS Plus. You know how they had those 2-hour, 4-hour trials or whatever on the PS Plus.
Did you like it?
I did. I liked it a lot, and I did mean to go back into it, but I just, never had the chance. But it felt really, really good. World of Warcraft Midnight expansion in 2026. This was an extended look at that one, but I think neither of us are a World of Warcraft guy. Project Spectrum. Which one was this one? I even had this highlighted, so it must have
that one's the ghost one. That one's like you fighting like paranormal ghosts. It looked kind of cool, but
why did I have it like starred? I like thought it was interesting, but now I can't remember it. That's interesting.
Like it looked kind of cool.
It wasn't it like the paranormal extraction shooter?
Yeah,
or something like that.
I don't know if it was an extraction shooter, but it was a first person like
it was a
shooter.
It was.
Oh, it's PvE thriller tactical shooter.
Yeah,
and it's free to play.
It looked a little bit like Hunt Showdown. Yeah, I don't know if free to play is the worst for this. This actually might be good for this. It looked like Hunt the Showdown, so it is a PvP game. PvE.
Yeah, being published by Tencent Games.
Yeah, looks really interesting. I'm sure I'll give it a try when it rolls around. World of Tanks Heat, another World of Tanks game, but this is not the World of Tanks. This is like the other one where I don't know the difference exactly between this and the other. Ghost of Yotei Legends in 2026. Ghost of Yotei coming out on October 2nd, which we talked about. Resident Evil Requiem, February 27 we talked about, and they closed it out with Black Myth Ku. I don't know how to pronounce that. Kui. I did Mandarin on Duolingo for about a year. And I actually kind of learned how to pronounce everything on like pinyin writing.
Yeah.
Like I know what the ZH is. I know how to I know like Q is actually like a higher pitched, almost chi.
Yeah.
Like instead of ch, it's like chi. Like higher up. That's the.
You sound like John Cena speaking Mandarin right now.
Sure. And then like sh, there'd be like sh, and then they'd be like sh, right? Different like X versus SH, and then J versus ZJ. You get like a different sound. Yeah. That is it for Gamescom Opening Night Live. Now, I think the biggest announcement that came out at Gamescom this week was not something that happened on Opening Night Live. It was something that I suggested. I wish I locked in and actually believed in myself, but I suggested to you. I said, this game is now big enough that it doesn't need to show up on anyone's showcase. It could have its own thing like Call of Duty or like GTA. And it sure did, because Jeff Keighley went up on opening night live. He's like, you're going to see this game later, but you're not going to see it here. You'll get a release date. They're going to do their own thing.
Yeah, it'll 100% come out this year.
Yeah, and they did their own thing. Hollow Knight Silksong. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. We got a Hollow Knight Silksong release date trailer. Crazy stuff, and it is coming out soon. My gut was telling me it was going to come out soon. September 5th. Derwin, that is literally next week. I am not even a Hollow Knight guy, and I am hyped for this.
It's crazy.
Because I am hyped for everyone else.
Were you seeing the news stories that indies are now moving their dates or whatever to avoid Silksong?
Like locked-in dates are being delayed?
I don't know if it was just a joke, because it was like it's just as anticipated as like GTA basically at this point, except for
I would argue this is one of the most anticipated games. If you go on any one of these live streamed video game conferences, events, they're always asking about Silksong in the freaking comments. I would say this, GTA 6, a Bloodborne remake or a Bloodborne sequel are like the top 3, I would say, that anyone ever asks about in these things. So we got 2 out of the way. Crazy stuff. Apparently, I'm not in the Discord, but apparently people were losing it in the Discord. Screams, jubilation, like everyone was going crazy. I'm gonna try and read some posts for you here. There was a really, really good one on Reddit where someone was just like, let me find this and send it to you. Oh man, I can't find, where is it?
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. The only thing I saw was because they dropped the about Black Ops 7 trailer, and a lot of people were just like, this, it's like really hated, like the like to dislike, and people were saying like, this trailer just made me pre-order Battlefield 6.
Yeah. You can play Silksong. So going back to Silksong, you could play Silksong at Gamescom. There was a crazy lineup at the Xbox booth. There was a crazy lineup at the Nintendo booth. Even though the game's coming out in like 2 weeks, like at this point, who cares about the demo? There's this. Okay, I am going to go into the show notes and go under. I wrote Hollow Knight Silksong. Go to the last link and scroll to the bottom. Somebody on Reddit was like, after all these years of hope, clouding, Silk posts, lies, truth, Nintendo Directs, Xbox bait, we are finally here. We are ready. We are no longer clowns. Silksong is here. Silksong is no longer tomorrow. Silksong today. So I am very happy for Silksong fans. So just a little bit of background in my like gaming kind of history. When I was in university, I kind of stopped playing games altogether. I played like every now and then a competitive shooter, but I really wasn't in tune with the video game world and the releases. So 2017, when Hollow Knight came out, I really wasn't in tune with what was happening in the video game world. I didn't know anything about the game. By the time I got back into games kind of around 2019, 2018, I was like, oh, this Hollow Knight game, this is cool. And at that point, I remember Silksong was already announced and people already knew Silksong existed. And it was supposed to be DLC to the original Hollow Knight, and it just spun out and became its own game. And then I remember following all these years, and it's just like, it's going to come out. No, it's not. It's going to come out. No, it's not. It's finally here. Looks like it's going to be here for a long time. The developers said that they are going to support the game with extra content for years to come.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The Steam concurrent player chart for Hollow Knight has been smashed in the wake of this announcement. I think it's honestly, this article is probably old. I feel like it keeps going up. It was at 39,000 the peak concurrent players before the all time. So I think this might sell good for them, because it seems like Hollow Knight sold good for them enough that they could take their time to make this game.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like, rather have them have a lot more development time to make something good than not, right?
Yeah. So Jason Schreier, as soon as the the release trailer came out, he dropped something on Bloomberg. He had interviewed Team Cherry, and there was a lot of questions about where this game has been all these years. What is the development hell it was stuck in? And according to the devs, there was no development hell at all. Apparently, they just made enough money from the first game. They had financial freedom. They took their time. They said making this game was nothing but a delight. There seems to be no crunch. They just had fun. They did everything the way they wanted to do it. They called it a creative experiment. You know, they say the sales of the original game skyrocketed from 2.8 million to 15 million copies. since Silksong's announcement in 2019, giving the studio financial freedom to take its time. So yeah, 2019 is when they announced it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they spun it out to be a full sequel from a expansion. So good for them. Apparently they enjoyed it. This game is going to be big. I mean, if you played the first Hollow Knight, it was pretty big. It was pretty challenging. They were saying there's like 40 different bosses in this game, and those bosses are hard. It's almost Souls-like in nature. So Hollow Knight Silksong, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. Yeah. So we also had a few other announcements from some of the. I guess I should ask you, Derwin, are you going to play Hollow Knight Silksong? Have you played the original Hollow Knight?
No, I've never played.
Have you ever even tried it?
Nope, never even tried it. But
are you interested in trying it?
I am interested now because I have an ROG Ally, and I can probably play mobile.
It is a beautiful game. I played it. I never got really far with it. I played it back in the day, like maybe 2019, just before COVID, 2020, something like that. Yeah. But it's a Metroidvania, so there's a lot of going back and forth. Yeah, I think one of us is gonna have to play this game when it comes out. Like, we got to go in. You know
yeah, I mean, I do have my like Korea trip, so I'll probably be playing something on the flight. So
yep. When are you going to Korea again?
I am gone on the 25th of September.
The release date of Final Fantasy F. Maybe you should go to Japan and go
Final
to the
Fantasy
village.
F? You mean Silent
Final Fantasy F? Yeah, I meant Silent Hill F, but maybe there's a Final Fantasy F that we don't know about. That is a fraudulent slip. I want a Final Fantasy F. So we also got some other smaller announcements that were kind of popping up here and there. It was kind of hard to keep track of everything that was going on in Gamescom just because of the nature of the formatting. Xbox did their kind of live broadcasts where they had a bunch of like developer interviews, and we got a closer look into some things. And one of the things we got a closer look into was the Xbox ROG Ally. We finally got a release date for this thing coming out October 16. They have a handheld compatibility program similar to kind of the Steam verification program, where it's going to show if games run great on the handheld, if they run good, or if they have no information about its verification yet. So there was people who went hands-on with the Xbox ROG Ally X at Gamescom. And one thing that I couldn't help notice is when they were showing it during this live stream, you can see Hollow Knight Silksong, and under the games list, and in the corner it said Games Pass. So do we know if this thing's coming to Games Pass day one? I'm not sure, but it sounds like it is. Otherwise, Xbox wouldn't put that there.
I kind of wish they didn't.
Why?
Because I feel like the developers will make more money by having it not on Game Pass.
I mean,
unless Microsoft paid a lucrative amount of money.
They must have to get it on. They must have. There's no way around it. And I think they'll still sell crazy.
Millions. Like, it must be like...
They should have. A lot, yeah. I don't know. I didn't actually see a Games Pass announcement or anything. I just noticed this in the corner of my eye.
Yeah, and I mean, it was shown in, like, the previous videos playing on ROG Ally and stuff like that. And, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did show up on there. But, like, man, I really hope the developers...
Yeah, it is. I'm just Googling. This is on Xbox Wire, which is kind of their blog, I believe.
Yeah.
Or no, this is just on Xbox right here. Yeah, available with Game Pass day one.
Yeah, I hope they made a lot of money from signing that contract.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you it'll sell so much copies on PlayStation and PC anyway.
PC Game Pass, though.
Yeah, but I still feel like there's still a lot of people that don't F with PC Game Pass. A lot of my PC buddies would actually... Like, I don't understand this thing psychologically. I kind of understand this thing psychologically. I know a lot of people that would prefer to just buy a game on Steam and have it in their Steam library.
That's true.
Then buy games on Epic Games Store, or buy it on GOG, or buy it on anything else, or play it on Game Pass PC.
Yeah, once you're in that Steam library, you're in deep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I also see that as a potential for some people.
Like, I tried to convince some of my friends that are on PCs, like, I was trying to get them to play Clair Obscur. And some of them are like, oh, well, yeah, I want to wait for a sale or something. I'm like, just play it on Game Pass. And they're like, no, I just want to buy it on Steam. So
crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. But no price for this thing yet. I liked everything I saw, but no price. I think that's going to make or break this thing. It's the price, man.
What do you think?
I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know. I mean, if it's anything like the ASUS ROG Ally, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think Xbox is selling stuff at a loss anymore. And if it's not selling stuff at a loss, this thing is going to be pricey. And I don't know if it's worth it unless Digital Foundry does like a review and is like, this thing is amazing. This is the way to play handheld gaming.
Yeah.
It's not really on my
radar.
radar.
I was reading reviews. It seems like the boost is purely going to come from like the CPU side of things. It's like a 15% increase. Obviously, the battery life is probably going to be better and the thermals are probably going to be better, but like, is it enough for me to sell my ROG Ally and get the new one? Probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe a next generation thing if it continues selling, but I do have to say I love my ROG Ally. I'm like sold on the handheld. Like sold.
Yeah. I mean, I love my Steam Deck. My only problem was I wanted something that will let me play Game Pass games at a decent price point. And I never found those handhelds to be a decent price point. I thought they were too expensive. That's why I said I'd rather just buy Steam Deck and buy games on Steam than have something that can easily play my.
You should try my ROG Ally. I think you'll really.
I want to try this thing. If this thing has the nice like Game Pass kind of, you know, like
I'm just holding. I'm holding my breath that we get a software update on the OG Ally.
I think you should.
Yeah. I'm really hoping so. I'd be a little bit cheesed if not.
Well, they streamlined a bunch of them. They changed a lot of the Windows OS on the. You know.
Yeah, and it would make sense that it works. Like Windows is Windows. Like it should run on basically anything. But yeah, you should give my Ally a try.
I will. Next time we have some time to kick it or hang. I'll grab your Ally off you, or maybe just try it while we're there. We got something else there at the Xbox stream, which I think was a pleasant surprise. We knew this game was supposed to come out mid-August, but we didn't have a release date. That is the ROG Prince of Persia coming out to 1.0 now on Game Pass and PS Plus Extra. This is the roguelike Prince of Persia game from one of the developers of Dead Cells. I believe it's the motion. There's two developers. There's the studio that made Dead Cells and is now working on Windblown. That's in early access. And there's the studio that was like the support studio on Dead Cells, and they made the ROG Prince of Persia.
I can't tell you, and I've seen the startup page like multiple times.
Yeah, Twin Motion or something.
Is it? No, it was like some sort of Ghost. I thought developed by Evil Empire.
Evil Empire. What's Twin Motion?
No idea. But I remember Ghost, and that's
Twin
why.
Motion? This is some
AI shit.
I don't even know what Twin Motion is. It seems like some kind of app. Yeah, I don't know why I made that in my head. Yeah, interesting. So me and you both have tried this game. I have tried it a little bit less. I've only played about an hour. I was really excited, looking forward to this game. I did not touch it in early access because I usually use early access as a demo. I'm not really interested in playing your game for.
Yeah, I also did not even touch it for early access.
Yeah. So, did you like what you're playing? I like what I'm playing. I don't really have much to say. I want to play a little bit more before
I'm like 9 hours going on to 10 hours deep.
Okay. You must be getting close to a winning run then.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through. I feel like I'm taking my time. Like the first few runs, I was so confused, like what's going on. And then like you still have to like find certain things to unlock, like more things in the story. So I just haven't found it all yet. But I'm loving it. Like the controls feel great.
I love the art style. I love the feel of this game.
I thought the art style wasn't my thing, but the feel was. Like it just plays so well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's nice responsive.
Yeah. This is my first time jumping back to a Prince of Persia game in so long.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to review The Lost Crown for us after you review this.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I'm like waiting for a sale on Steam because ideally, like, dude, I love my Ally and I want to play it on my Ally. Like you had offered me the PS5 copy and I'm like, I don't even want it. I want to play it on my Ally.
Yeah, I did play The Lost Crown for a little bit when it came out, but I think I got like distracted by Helldivers or something like that. I can't remember now. Yeah, but it was a very fun game when I played it. It was just a little bit long from what I understand, but it was crispy. That game was crispy. So this game feels crispy too. Obviously different art style, different developer.
Now I'm like, do I buy it on the Switch 2 or do I buy it on ROG Ally?
Do you? I think
yeah, I'll have to see. I don't think there's a Switch 2 edition, so it might just be like a Switch 1. So
yeah. If there's only a Switch 1 edition, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, then I'd for sure just get it on Steam or something like that.
Yeah, I can't help but agree there.
Yeah. Anyways, let's keep going.
We got an announcement that the former Switch exclusive Triangle Strategy is also coming out to PS5 and Xbox. So if you're into those 2D, HD 2D kind of games. That's another one there to play on your Xbox or PS5. And then outside of Gamescom, we had some Xbox news. There was hints that they're looking at a more affordable cloud gaming tier. Because right now, in order to use their cloud services, you have to be on the top tier of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is like $20 USD at this point. And lastly, apparently there's rumors or leaks of Forza Horizon 6, and it's potentially going to be revealed at the Tokyo Game Show, and it is going to take place in Japan, which I think is a pretty cool location for a Forza Horizon 6. This is just rumors, so we'll wait and see if any truth comes out of these. That's Xbox news at Gamescom. We got a lot of Nintendo news, I feel like, at Gamescom as well. But it was like happening at the same time at Gamescom rather than...
It was like right before.
Yeah, rather than announcing something. We got the Kirby Air Riders release date and extended look on Monday. They had a special direct, which was like 45 minutes long, which involved Sakurai playing the game.
Dude, he was so funny in that.
Yeah. So yeah, the Kirby Air Riders is coming out November 20th. That's kind of another November release date. November right now is still pretty empty, I want to say, for release dates. So I think this is a pretty good time. Yeah. I didn't realize this, but I guess Kirby is kind of Sakurai's thing, and Air Riders was his game from back in the day.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I could be wrong. I need to be fact checked on that. But the way he was talking about the game was also very weird. I'm not gonna lie. He was basically like, "Yeah, I know this looks like it's a Mario Kart clone, but
yeah." So he starts off. He starts off as direct, going like, "Oh my god, why are games so hard to develop?" Because he spent a chunk of his life building Smash Bros. What is it? Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Yeah.
Yeah, the latest
iteration.
Like the latest Smash Bros. Yeah, the latest iteration. Like he spent like 7 or 8 years developing it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was alluding back to that, being like, man, like this was supposed to be what I was working on, like, however many years ago.
Yeah.
Because during his whole development process of Smash Bros, he was tasked with tapped on the shoulder to do this project.
Yeah, it did sound like he was being forced to do this, like they were holding him hostage.
No, I think he actually wanted to do something else.
Are you sure? It seems like he was like, well, they made me to ask me to make
No,
this.
No, he was definitely, I think he was definitely alluding to how long Smash Bros took.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to actually watch the full thing to know.
Yeah, I feel like that's how I interpreted it, because he was I feel like he was really enjoying himself this whole direct. He was like this game. I think everybody was like, this is just Mario Kart, right? So he was just kind of joking around with that.
Yeah, he joked.
He joked about this game was you played it last time with one button. Now we're adding a second button.
Yeah, and then he was saying about how pushing forward, you just don't have to push forward or something like that. He's like, you'll just go forward. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he took a lot of technical time in developing this game, because he goes into the different riders and they have different attributes. The vehicles have different attributes. They also have different flaws and weaknesses that are, I feel, a little bit more defined than Mario Kart. Because Mario Kart, they throw so many carts at you, and then they're all kind of about the same. But these ones have a very specific weakness to them.
Yeah, I'm not sold. I don't really know why this game is coming out now in the wake of Mario Kart, and I feel the kind of the tone and mood about Mario Kart has seemed to kind of turned. It doesn't seem like everyone is as excited about Mario Kart as when it was when it came out. I don't know if having another one of these I don't know if this is a kart racer.
I don't think it's quite a kart racer. I think some people have described it more as a Smash Bros, but on a kart. Because the timing for when you boost, how you land, the fact that you can kind of really mess around with people in terms of weapons.
That sounds like a Nintendo fanboy wrote that. It's Smash Bros.
Okay, well, like we'll have to see. I mean, there is a reason why I feel like there is a reason why Nintendo has decided to put out 2 racers back to back.
I don't know. It seems too close to Mario Kart, and it seems like
I feel like that's the initial gut feeling, but I think there's more to it. We won't know until it actually comes out, but I feel like there's probably more to it because Nintendo knows how to make money. Like, let's be real here. They're not going to do themselves dirty by like releasing basically the same thing.
Sure. They know how to make money by releasing the same thing, though.
Dude, they know how to make money, man. I believe
they know how to make
that
money because their fan base is brain dead. That's how they know how to make money. Not because this game is gonna be like a 10 out of 10 or anything. I don't know.
No, I have faith. I have faith in Sakurai too. So like, let's see it play out. I think there's more to it than just like, hey, this is Mario Kart.
Okay, well, we will see on November 20th, Derwin. It sounds like you're reviewing this game because I'm not buying it for $70. I'm telling you that right now.
It's $100 Canadian dollars.
Is it 100? So it's 80 USD?
Yes, it is 100 Canadian dollars.
Nintendo better send me a code, otherwise I'm not freaking touching this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll buy it and then I'll try it, and if I really don't like it, then I'll just like trade it in or I'll resell it, or maybe I guess. Damn it, my Mario Kart world is digital.
Yeah,
dang it.
Sorry for the brief cut. Back into some Nintendo news. Derwin, did you know Elden Ring was playable on the Switch 2 at Gamescom in handheld mode, and it was dropping to 15 FPS? Are you surprised? Yeah, so Elden Ring apparently runs like garbage on the Switch 2.
I'm honestly not surprised. I feel like this was bound to happen. Like, this always happens with the Switch, I feel. Like, this, we saw this happen in the Switch. We saw this happen, 3DS. Like, third-party developers just can't seem to get it right on Nintendo hardware.
Is that their fault, or is that the Nintendo hardware's fault?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
It takes two to tango, I think.
Yeah, I think it takes two. Like, one, I think these developers are not wanting to invest as much time and money in optimizing it. And Nintendo does have slightly older, dated hardware sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of what you said, third-party developers that are trying to port their game onto another platform. Maybe they want a quicker buck. Things weren't working out. They made a call to just put it out the way it was. There's other third-party developers that have showed their prowess to get their games working on Switch 2. Cyberpunk 2077 being one of them. I mean, that game is way more demanding than Elden Ring is. So if they can get their game on it, I don't think that's an excuse for From Software not to get the game on it. But then it is a question of how much work is it? How hard will it take to get it to where it needs to be? I'm sure there are Switch hardware limitations. I'm sure depending on your game, there might be some specific difficulties associated with the game you're trying to port. And third of all, I don't think From Software is the most technologically proficient development studio there is. Their games generally, I think, are lacking in the actual performance category. They're not anything to rave about. I mean, they have very good art style, but when it comes to actual performance and visual fidelity, I don't think any of their games are anything to chime about on a PS5, let alone on a Switch 2. So I'm not surprised. Like, probably poorly optimized, but
yeah, that's unfortunate to see, because like, now that the Switch is finally getting these games, it just kind of sucks that it doesn't run well on it.
My question is the Duskblood, the From Software Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive.
I think that's a completely different story, because that is built for the Switch 2.
Built but for the Switch 2 by the same development studio. They can't port this.
But look at Bonanza. Bonanza's like great looking and like runs well on the Switch 2 for the most part. Like,
Bonanza is developed by a Nintendo internal studio. Look at Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Those games are huge. How do they shrink them down and get them to work on a Switch 1? On like, I don't know how much.
Debatable on working on a Switch 1.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. But still.
I think this is different because it's built and designed to run on a Switch 2. So they will have to do actual work.
I don't think they have to do anything. They're From Software. I don't think they have to do anything. Have you ever played a From Software game from back in the day on the PS4? You know, like Demon Souls freaking was ran at like sub like 10 FPS. on like the PS3, and it was like part of the charm.
This is a multiplayer game
I don't
too,
think
right?
they're technically proficient, and I'm actually worried about this game. Just because Nintendo can make their games look great on their console, I don't think third-party studios can make their games look great on a Nintendo console. I think there's, depends on the studio, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play Dusk Bloods and buy it, but I'm starting to worry considering this port looked like this.
What's the better buy at that point? Air Riders or a game that runs at sub 10 FPS?
Well, the game I want to buy is Metroid Prime 4, which has recently just been rated by the ESRB. So there's hope it's coming out, but where is it, man? Where is it? We have
Pokemon people are like kind of scared that this is going to get pushed.
I'm afraid it's going to get pushed. We have Z-A in October. We have Air Riders in November. This seems like it's Nintendo's fall. When is this game coming out? I don't see it coming out in the next 2 months. It's got to be a November game as well, or it's got to be December or something.
I'm hoping it's December, because if it's not December, man, it's for sure getting pushed pretty badly, I think.
Yeah, at least the early 2026. I don't know. Yeah. Should be coming out soon, though. It's been rated, so I don't know. We got some Pokemon ZA news, which I don't know. I never even saw when this was announced or anything. I just saw the news after the fact. But
this is a heads up for anybody like looking at a Switch 2. ZA bundle apparently on the Pokemon Center is like $649, so cheaper than the Mario World Tour. Yeah.
$50 cheaper.
By $50. I don't know if the deal is still on right now, but last I checked, it was still live.
So that means you're basically getting the game for $20. You're getting ZA for $20 if you buy that thing.
Apparently,
for $6.59, that bundle. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I don't know if they had a Pokemon Direct or something. Did I miss the news? But they had a bunch of like Legends ZA news. They had that survival horror clip. Did you see that? Where it was like Resident Evil style kind of spoof where they revealed
a little bit
evolution. Yeah, and they revealed a battle club, which is a 4-player online multiplayer mode. Did you see that one?
I did not see that one.
And then also there's a Pokemon Champions game coming out in 2026 that they announced. I don't know when all this news dropped. I just was reading and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of Pokemon news this week. I didn't see when they mentioned all this. Yeah, it's not going to change anything for me. I'm not buying this game. Yeah. So that's kind of it for Nintendo from this week. We can move on to some other Gamescom, or I guess there is no other Gamescom news. The only thing I also have written here was the previews for Resident Evil Requiem, Onimusha, Way of the Sword, and Pragmata. But we kind of talked about all those. So we didn't get to see Pragmata, but it was playable. Like there was a playable demo for...
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait until the next game show. Maybe we get some gameplay, or...
I think it's going to be an early 2026 game. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So... that's Gamescom. We could move into some other stories that happened this week, starting with PlayStation news. The PS5 got a price hike in the United States on all of its models this week. The PS5 Pro now costs $750. The PS5 base edition with the disc is $550 from its $500 launch price, and the PS5 digital edition is $499. That means PlayStation has joined the likes of the Switch 1, surprisingly, and the Xbox consoles with raising the price of the consoles 5 years after they've been out, which is absolutely bonkers, absolutely insane. It never happened before, I believe, in the history of video games where a console gets a price hike after its midway life cycle.
Yeah.
Derwin, this is only in the US insane. Right now. We haven't seen this price increase in Canada.
We actually had discounts in Canada.
We had back to school discounts on Walmart or something. It was like $50 for the NBA 2026, 2K 2026 bundle or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was a sale.
I mean, I don't know, Derwin, is there anything else to say here? I mean, the PS5 has already been price hiked in Canada before since its launch. Went up, I believe, $30 at some point in time in 2022 or 3. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about tariffs and there's a lot of talk about the current economic situation with inflation, but this is just nuts, man. $50 more, like that PS5 Pro is already as expensive as it is. I don't know, man. So yeah, no consoles are safe now at this point. The Switch, I guess the Switch 2 is still safe.
We might be safe. Who knows?
What's that? Yeah.
Canada might be
I don't
safe.
know. Maybe they choose not to hike it. I mean, it's already so unaffordable in Canada at this rate. I bet you Australia is like the same thing. I heard it's so expensive, isn't it, Australia? The
Yeah.
PS5s? Like,
It wouldn't be even worth it. Just go buy a surfboard instead. Learn how to surf.
Well, what am I going to buy? Snowboard here?
Snowboard? You can.
I'm just going
But
to game.
snowboarding is also very expensive here.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We talked a little bit, I believe it might have been 2 weeks ago, about the Bungie situation. But we got some more updates there. The Bungie CEO, Pete Pearson, steps down following like years of criticism now. The layoffs that happened at Bungie and the infamous classic car collection that came out, that surfaced up a few years ago. He's gone. He stepped down from his position after 2 decades at the studio, which is insane. There's been a lot of criticism about Bungie recently. We've kind of went over a bunch of it, I think, over the last year of this podcast. Their studio has been cut down significantly. They're going to lose their independence in Sony SIE. The disaster that is the Marathon launch, the delay, the situation of Destiny 2. So no surprise, I think, there. But speaking of failure, we have success on the other end. Helldivers 2 hits Xbox next week with a Halo-themed war bond coming to PS5 and PC. Derwin, this week is going to be historic. We are getting Gears of War on a PlayStation console tomorrow. Today is Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're getting Gears of War on a PlayStation console, and we are getting a Halo-themed war bond on Helldivers, so you could play as the Master Chief on your PS5. Crazy stuff. There's weapons too and stuff that are all from Halo that you could play with. I'm actually thinking about getting back into Helldivers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Last little bit of Sony news is the PlayStation will reportedly hold its regular state of play this year in September. They usually have one around this time. If you recall, Derwin, one of our first podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Our first podcast episode.
It is our first one that we recorded twice.
Yeah, that's true, actually, because the file got deleted, right?
Yeah, or something stupid.
Remember those first few days of the podcast where we would like record every episode twice because like technical issues or the file would get deleted or something like that.
Those were good old days.
Yeah. I remember when we talked about starting this thing, we were like, yeah, maybe we'll do like around Game Awards or whatever, and then this like state of play happened and you're like, you just want to react to this? I'm like, let's do it. So yeah, we did that. That was before we even did video. It's gonna be our 1 year anniversary. So
we gotta get together for that.
I think we gotta get together. It's just it's a rumor right now. It's not announced, but I think we gotta get together for that one. There's a lot of
hopefully it's not when I'm in Korea.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Mm-hmm.
But there's we're expecting some stuff from Sony. We still don't know what that God of War game is that Sony Santa Monica is working on. We still don't know any more about the next game from the Returnal studio, Soros. They said we were going to see gameplay later this year for 2026 launch. So yeah, that is the Sony news for this week. I just want to round kind of the news week off with some other news that we got outside of Gamescom as well. BioShock 4, which we talked about last week, is facing studio layoffs. 30% of the studio are gone. And we mentioned that the leadership was scrapped by Take-Two, or 2K, sorry. And they've actually been replaced by another news story from last week. The former Diablo boss is now in charge of the BioShock 4 developer Cloud Chamber. So yeah, he left Blizzard, I believe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and now he's in charge. That's Rod Ferguson, of course, the legendary Rod Ferguson. I don't know. Sounds like development hell. I will never predict that this game is coming out anytime soon again. Goodbye, BioShock 4.
Or you got to be bold and do it.
Yeah, no. Goodbye, BioShock 4. I am going to delete you out of my mind.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Yeah, unfortunate, man. It sucks.
Yeah, it gives you time to play those BioShock games.
It does. First two. It is one big video game gap that I have in my video game knowledge. Assassin's Creed Mirage is getting a surprise free story DLC later this year, which is kind of surprising. Why? And the reason is because the Saudi Crown Prince says so. He pays the money to Ubisoft. And Ubisoft says, okay, we'll do it. Give us money.
No. They heard that you haven't played this Assassin's Creed, and they wanted to get you back in on it.
So they couldn't get me in on it when the setting was Baghdad, Iraq. Why are they going to get me in on it when the setting is Saudi Arabia? So yes, the DLC takes place in 9th century Al-Ula, which is very interesting because Al-Ula or Mada'in Saleh or Hegra is a Nabatean, ancient Nabatean city in northwest modern day Saudi Arabia. So it is. Have you heard of the city of Petra by any chance?
No.
The city. If you search up the city of Petra from Jordan, they have a unique architectural style. It's kind of Greco-Roman, but rock carved. This city in Saudi Arabia is the same thing. It's interesting, 9th city, because this place was depopulated by the 9th city AD. So I don't really know how you're going to have an Assassin's Creed DLC during that time. There has been, we could get a little bit political, but this is actually a political story. Like, there has been a push from the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince as part of Vision 2020 to open up Saudi Arabia. And although he doesn't say it officially, to secularize Saudi Arabia and kind of open it up to the Western world instead of having it kind of a closed off religious conservative country. There's obviously been some backlash regarding that. And since it's an authoritarian state, anybody who has kind of objected to that has been thrown in prison. So there's a bunch of stuff going on here in the background. But the Saudi Crown Prince's Royal Fund is basically pushing to get a lot of pop culture and to get Saudi Arabia in the spotlight. If you pay attention, there's like 3 or 4 kind of ways they're doing it. There's sports. So now a lot of the higher tier boxing kind of matches seem to be happening. A lot of big boxing cards seem to be happening in Saudi Arabia. They're getting a lot of those, a lot of deals with the zone. In the field of soccer, they have been pumping money into their Saudi Pro League, which has enabled them to purchase foreign players who would otherwise sell for a lot of money only in Europe's top leagues. They are now choosing to go to Saudi Arabia, especially end of kind of career players that are high profile, because they're getting more money to go to Saudi Arabia and play than to, be a bench warmer on a top tier European team. The other thing they're doing is they're investing heavily in anime and manga. They've done a lot of collabs with some Japanese studios. And in the world of video games, they're really trying to get into video games. Video games are really big in the Gulf Arab states. They're really popping off. And not just big in kind of like the free-to-play PUBG style thing on your mobile phone, but no, actually a lot of console games, a lot of PC games, big deal over there. And it's even starting to spread to some other countries in the region that are not within the kind of Gulf Economic Zone. So there's a lot of politics involved by this thing, but they're trying to push to get kind of Saudi Arabia in the spotlight. There's even a few like Saudi Arabian development studios that have been hearing about recently. But yeah, it's all kind of a publicity thing. There's political controversy around it all. So that is Assassin's Creed Mirage. The last little bit of story is that there's a secret mode in Metal Gear Solid Delta that is being developed by Platinum Games, which is kind of crazy. Like, there's a mode within the game that was developed by Platinum Games. So we'll wait and see exactly what this is. I know there's review embargo has lifted for Metal Gear Solid Delta. I think it's sitting at like 86 on Metacritic. I've been hearing mixed stuff. Some people are saying, it's not the same as the OG game. Some of the purists, but some people are saying it's great. 86 on Metacritic, comes out this Thursday, 2 days from today, or 3 days from today. Yeah, that is it, Derwin. Busy week, lots of news from Gamescom. We kind of have an idea of what the rest of the year looks like. Well, I guess except for November. I'm sure we'll get a few more announces for this year, but more or less it's kind of looking straight at the holidays, man.
Yeah. I'm still praying for Metroid Prime 4. We've got to know something.
We've got to find something out. I think
and
that's the
people
big
have been
mark.
playing, like people have play tested it or like have seen like actual working copies of it. So
it's got to be the last missing question mark. I mean, I have a smaller question mark. Where is that Marvel's Cosmic Invasion game that's supposed to come out this year? I thought that was a for sure Gamescom show. That's the Marvel's beat 'em up game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for what was it, Marvel 1943 to show up near the end of the year?
I feel like if it's going to show up, it's going to be a Game Awards thing.
You think so?
I think if we ever see it again before the end of the year, it's going to be a Game Awards thing. I cannot see it coming out sooner. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to fit this story.
State of Play?
Could be, but I don't think so. My gut is really telling me this is going to be it's going to be like a Game Awards thing, and then they'll announce something. And maybe it seems like it's a late 2026 game if it comes out in 2026, like they say. It felt like it was going to be a longer delay from when it was first announced.
Yeah, I just hope it's good. Please. It looks so good in terms of like the idea.
I mean, it's an Amy Hennig game. Her track record when she can release a game is it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But her track record hasn't been really good for releasing games recently. I don't want to be that person.
You gotta hope.
You gotta hope. Honestly, man, there was a lot of other like announces and stuff that took place during Gamescom, but I cannot cover them all. There was the Future Games show, a bunch of other stuff that went down, a lot of indie games. But I think we're gonna have to like pump the brakes here now.
Yeah.
So Derwin, is there anything now that we kind of know everything? What is like your top 3? What is your biggest things? You got to stop, drop, and roll when they come out. You got to play them. Don't tell me.
Has to be Yote. Yote's like top.
I think Yote's top. Yeah, there's no question. Yote is stop, drop, and roll when that game comes out.
Yote is top. I don't know.
I feel like for me, it's Yote and Battlefield 6. Like after that open beta, the Battlefield 6 hype is like through the roof. Those are the two things. Like when those come out, then I say like a close third, and I don't think it was this high until people started previewing it. Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm getting really hyped with what people are saying about it.
I don't know if it's as exciting to me.
Yeah. And then I think Hollow Knight Silksong, man. I just want to see what this game is. Like I have to try it. Like, you know what I mean? The hype's got to be real, right?
Silksong is definitely like a hyped game. And like I'm tempted to jump on it as well because of the ROG Ally. I don't know. I don't want to say ZA, but I know I'm gonna end up buying ZA is like the issue.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think Silksong is GOATY? Do you think Silksong might really live up to the hype and be GOATY? Do you think Clair Obscur gets dethroned this year? I think that's the only game that dethrones Clair Obscur.
You think that it's the only game that will dethrone it?
I don't think it would dethrone Clair Obscur for me. I don't think anything dethrones Clair Obscur for me. Looking at this release date, this release schedule, I don't think there's anything coming out this year that has it to take out Clair Obscur. With the exception of Ghost of Yote. Maybe Ghost of Yote.
What if the Ghost of Yote revenge story is so good? Like it breaks you down, it makes you cry.
I don't know. If it was Ghost of Tsushima and it was playing Ghost of Tsushima the first time, I'm not even sure Ghost of Tsushima would take over Clair Obscur. That's the thing.
That's true.
If I played Ghost of Tsushima and Clair Obscur in the same year, I knew nothing and I went into both them. And I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was my game of the year for 2020, without a doubt. Between those two, I don't know if I think Clair Obscur still wins. It's tough. It's tough, but that game was incredible, man. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I'm going to have to agree. I don't think there's anything that will dethrone Clair Obscur.
Yeah. Like maybe Yote, but that's it.
What other ones? Digimon Time Stranger is definitely something I'm looking forward to.
That's like games that I don't even have on my list.
Yeah, like those are things that you don't care for, but I like kind of care for. Like
kind of care for. Yeah.
I mean, Borderlands 4 is coming out.
Yeah, that's an awesome.
I'm not excited for that, really. Like
Randy Pitchford was saying they were going to hit the 100 million copies sold or something for this one, which I'm like, you're crazy if you think you're going to hit 100 million copies sold for Borderlands 4. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, that's coming out.
Yeah, in 2-3 days. I'm thinking about picking it up, but I might be gone for the weekend, so I might just not. I might just delay and not buy it this week because there's no point since I'm not going to play it this weekend. So I might just pick up Shinobi Art of Vengeance instead to play on the weekend on my Steam Deck because Shinobi is, I think, sitting at an 87 on Metacritic right now as well.
Solid.
Yeah, I got pretty solid reviews. So that's
Silent Hill F, right?
Silent Hill F, I am cautiously optimistic for that one. I'm not sure. I don't have as much confidence as Silent Hill 2 remake, but it looks freaky and it looks good. It could be It could be trash though. It could be really good. It could be trash, or it could be just in the middle. I'm not sure. It gives me 87 vibes, but it also gives me 73 vibes, 72 vibes on Metacritic. That's the type of vibe I'm getting from that game. Who knows? The new Dawn? I don't know.
I'm not sold about that. It's just something about it doesn't sell it for me.
I think the sleeper hit for me is this Lost Soul Aside and Hell Is Us. Like, what are those two games? Where are they? Like, I know there's a demo for Hell Is Us. I downloaded it. I want to give it a try, but those games look like they could be sleeper.
How about Where Winds Meet?
Oh, dude, I thought it might be, but I looked into it. I think that game is like actually a gacha game, and I didn't realize it. I've been calling it a Souls-like because it looks like that, but I think it's a gacha game because I went.
But it's PS5 and PC.
It's PS5 and PC. Apparently, it's already been out on PC in China or something since December last year. It's mobile too. It came out mobile January 9th in China.
And this guy wasn't too high on it anyways.
And well, it looked pretty cool, but then I saw that it was coming to PS5. They had a release date. I looked at the price and it was $20. So when I saw $20 for this price, I was like, what? What do you mean $20? I was confused, right? So I don't really know what it's published by NetEase as well. So I think that's kind of, yeah. It's an open world role-playing game developed by Everstone. So I mean, surely we could already like search up gameplay for this. I didn't even realize it was out in China.
That's crazy.
It's multiplayer, right? Like it's not like you play with multiple people. So no, it is not the game I thought it was. I thought it was like a Ghost of Tsushima like or something.
Well,
it's timed exclusive on PS5.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that clears up most of this. I don't think there's anything else that's really like jumping out at me.
Arc Raiders, October 30th. I'm pretty optimistic about that one, but it's just coming out too close to Battlefield. I don't know if I'm going to try it this year. It might be like a winter game for me, like once I'm bored of Battlefield. Outer Worlds 2, man. The release schedule is just too...
Not interested in Outer Worlds 2.
I'm looking forward to Little Nightmares 3. I want to see how Bandai or the studio behind Until Dawn kind of tackle that. There's a few things here. Lego Voyagers. I want to play that co-op with my wife.
Oh yeah. That one's like it
looks really cool.
Similar to Split Fiction. Talking about Digimon Time Stranger.
Oh my god, look at this guy. You know it's not backlit. We can't. There's no backlighting there. We can't see what you just showed us.
No.
Oh, there is. There it is. Oh my god.
My adult toys.
Oh my god. Do your gym bros, when they see you freaking bench 3 plates, when they see you bench 3 plates, do they know that you also have Digimon toys at home?
You know what? A lot of gym bros are actually like anime fanboys. So like, I mean, maybe I should just bring it there and we have something else to talk about.
Maybe you should just dress up as a furry to the gym. Maybe you should just put a tail on. And walk into the gym and see how they react.
Halloween 2025. Just a butt plug.
This podcast is slowly getting less and less PG. And more rated.
We need to do a unfiltered episode one time.
I'd just be swearing the whole time.
I think that should be our meme review of 2025. It's just unfiltered. We just show the craziest memes that we've sent to each other for the year.
I'm just afraid my mom will just randomly watch the podcast one day. She'll be like, "Oh my god, what is this?"
That's a risk you got to be willing to take.
Yeah. Derwin, was there anything else what you wanted to talk about from this week, or did you want to talk about any of the games you're playing?
I think we're at a pretty good time right now.
Yeah. We've both been playing Rogue Prince of Persia. I also started Sword of the Sea, which is also came to PS Plus, the middle tier, which is the game from the developers of Abzu and like the original creator, I think, of Journey or something like that. Not long. I haven't played it long enough to get a full review, but I have beat Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and I told you I was trying to get the platinum before the podcast, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that anymore. That last trophy is a little bit of a piece of work. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound right now, kind of on my short list. It might make my top 5. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. I played the Unbeatable demo. That one's that rhythm game. it plays so well, but there were some gripes that I'll get into like later. But yeah, other than that, I played a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima again.
Come on, man, you got a month and
I
2 weeks.
know. I need to just like lock down. I need to just give up Rogue Prince of Persia for a little bit and like just play it like on the plane or something and just focus on Ghost. But yeah, it's coming up. Like
During you
every
have
single
less than
time.
6 weeks. You have less than 6 weeks to finish Ghost of Tsushima.
Do you advise that I just stop doing any of the side quests and just do the main storyline?
It's a good question, man. Sometimes it's I don't know. It's always an interesting thing that needs its own podcast by itself. To be honest with you, have you ever successfully rushed a game before the sequel came out and actually like managed to beat it and be ready for the sequel just in time?
Yes.
I've only done that twice, I think, and every other time I try to do that, it doesn't work out, and then I end up not playing the sequel. Horizon, I tried to do that with Horizon, didn't work out. I didn't finish it in time for. I didn't finish Zero Dawn in time for Forbidden West, so then I just never played Forbidden West.
I can't remember which ones I've done, but I've definitely done some.
Sometimes it is like a push that I get.
Yeah.
Like I think Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, before that came out, I played like the 2016 Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, I did that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that one I for sure rebeat.
Resident Evil Village, I tried to catch up on all the Resident Evils from before it came out.
You're insane.
And I did, except for 7, which is its actual sequel. Or prequel. So I never played 7, which was the actual prequel for Village. So before Village came out, I was like burnt out on Resident Evil.
I did it for Uncharted. So that was actually just a mistake because I was really just playing like the old Uncharted anyways. So then by the time I like beat 3, 4 had come out, and I was like, perfect.
I did that for the Uncharted Legacy Collection, the PS5 version of Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. I played 1, 2, and 3 before the PS5 versions came out. Of 4 and Lost Legacy came out. Lost Legacy is still somehow my favorite freaking Uncharted game. I love the
A Thief's End is definitely mine.
I don't know.
You know, the Lost Legacy was also supposed to be DLC for Thief's End. So I'm hoping Silksong is like the same thing. It's just like it was just too good to be DLC.
I think it's going to be more than that. I loved Chloe. I thought I liked her more than Nathan Drake as an actress, as a character. Yeah.
Really?
I could replay Lost Legacy again. I could think about it right now.
Did you like her in she was in Uncharted 2?
She was in Uncharted 2. Maybe that's why, because Uncharted 2 is my second favorite game, I would say.
That's true. I'm definitely a stan for like Nathan Drake and Chloe more so than
I don't know. Yeah, other than what's her other name? Or his actual wife? Oh wow, the blonde lady. I forgot.
Yeah, I want to keep saying Ellie, but it's not Ellie.
Speaking of Ellie, that was one I did. I never played The Last of Us when The Last of Us first came out. I tried to play it like a year before 2 came out. I couldn't get into it, and then 2 was
Elena. Sorry.
Yeah, Elena. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to cut into the but yeah, that was bugging me.
Yeah. But my experience with Last of Us was I literally played the first one and went right into the second one as soon as it came out, released, like back to back, right into it. So it was kind of an interesting experience because the two games are kind of like meshed together for me. I can't really like separate sometimes some of the story beats apart because I just played them back to back like a week. One that I successfully did was last year, Resident Evil 7 Remake. I did not play Resident Evil 7 Remake when it came out because I was just kind of like, whatever. I didn't really care about Resident Evil at that point. I was kind of sick and tired of like some of the past Resident Evil, or not Resident Final Fantasy. Why do I keep saying Final Fantasy 7 Remake, not Resident Evil 7 Remake?
Man, you're when you're talking about like that stuff meshing together, it's really meshing together. Huh?
There is no Resident Evil 7 Remake. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
I was like, is he talking about like the Resident Evil 2 remake that he's trying to talk about, or like
one of my favorite games of all time, Resident Evil 2.
I was like, because I knew you were high on that, and I also knew you were high on the Final Fantasy 7 remake, and I was like, which one is he referring to? I was like,
yeah, no, I actually at the time I remember Final Fantasy 7 remake and Resident Evil 3. Remake, I believe, came out kind of at the same time. So I actually played like 3 Remake, which was obviously the inferior of the 2 choices because Remake was the superior game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, that is. Yeah. So I played Remake just before Rebirth. I like bulldozed through Remake and was just in time for Rebirth to come out. I remember, I think I actually started Rebirth 2 days after its release because I think I was like just really close to the end of Remake. I finished the last boss or whatever and hopped into Rebirth. So yeah. Tried to also like go back and finish Elden Ring before the DLC came out and was not successful at doing
Dude,
that.
you're funny.
I played like more of Elden Ring before the DLC came out because you actually had to play to a certain point of the game to get the DLC. So I said, I'll beat the whole game before the DLC came out. I did not, but I did manage to get to just the point in the base game that unlocks the DLC. I kid you not. 1 minute before the DLC went live, I beat the boss that was necessary to get you into the DLC. 1 minute before the DLC went live, beat him, went in right away. So yeah,
you know what's crazy? About last minute.
You know what's crazy? When I was a kid, I didn't care about this like that. If a new game came out and I liked the way it looked, I would buy it, even if it was like the third in a series or whatever. It never stopped me. And then if I like it, I would go back and play like the previous games, and I would like have the story almost become like their prequels to the
actual game that you played. Yeah,
when I was
initially.
A kid, when I was a kid, I was just like that. I would like if a game came out and it was like the third in a franchise, I didn't care. If it looked,
I mean, it's still. I think it still happens right now. Like, I never played a Space Marine game. Am I gonna go back and play that, or like?
Yeah, good point.
I can't think of any other one, but yeah.
Anyway, long discussion. Anyway, Derwin, we're done for today, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think I'm gonna hop on like Battlefield 2042. I need that Battlefield itch, bro.
I'm gonna force myself to play Ghost, even though I kind of want to play Rogue because my ROG allies like represent me.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, thanks for listening, everybody. You made it to our crazy rambling at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, for whoever here's listening to all this after we went through all the boring Gamescom announcements, thank you for joining us. And remember to ring the bell on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, so you know when the episode drops right away. You can listen to it right away. Leave us a like, leave us a share, subscribe. We appreciate any help. We're the Slow Run Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for whatever thumbnail Derwin picks.